Darwin and his research into plants and how plants grow and why they do the things they do, they kind of underpin so much of plant science. I came here with a knowledge of the really quite obscure small experiments that he did in the glass house, experiments that he did in his house, but it was the bigger picture, the Beagle voyage, the origin of species itself. They were the kind of things that I had to pick up on. He had all of the questions formulated when he was on the Beagle voyage, but he had to answer them somewhere. So the local landscape around, the wider estate, the garden, helped him answer those questions and present his findings to the rest of the world. Even as an elderly man, into his 70s, he was developing the site for science all the way to the end, really. We often get asked questions like, what would Darwin think of this? It's a charming, private, personal place that they had. It's not this kind of overbearing, stately home. It's a very comfortable place to be. There is a feeling of responsibility because gardens are these dynamic things. It's not a museum where you can just get everything just right and perfectly correct once and then it stays forever like that. The garden's changing constantly. So making sure that the structure of the garden isn't lost, that the garden's kept in scale, that the views aren't lost across the landscape where there should be views. One thing I really like about the garden is the variety. So there's always scope to add that little bit more to present things in a slightly more authentic way. The flexibility of the garden really comes from Emma Darwin's choice in plants, because though Charles Darwin would want particular things planted and he would have his experiments set out in the garden, he didn't get involved practically in the ornamental areas. There are a few times in the year when we have everything prepared nicely in the garden and it looks as close to as it did lived in. That's really magical. That's like, wow, this is the whole complete package.